Hello collectors, I am Real Talk Yorkshire, and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I'm going to do some collecting community questions, so join me after the intro and we'll get on with the questions. Right, so collecting community questions. This can apply to anybody if you collect VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, Laserdisc, whatever you collect. All you have to do, answer the questions, pull a film off of your shelf. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. I'm not going to take too much time because I'm way more interested in watching your video responses than I am in actually talking about the films that I'm picking. So without further ado, let's get on. I have got 7 different questions. And like I said, I'm going to try and get through these as fast as possible because, I don't really like making long videos. First question. What is the first film you remember watching that made you fall in love with movies? For me, it has to be this one. Surprisingly, it's not a horror film, but definitely this one. This is a film that I saw that made me fall in love with films in general. After I saw this, I just really wanted to see as many films as possible after seeing this. It should need no introduction. Forrest Gump, it is absolutely amazing film. I can always remember when it was premiered on Sky Movies, and I recorded it to VHS. I must have watched it like 3-4 times a week for a couple of months. I just got absolutely obsessed with it. The film that made me fall in love with film is definitely Forrest Gump. Next up, what is the oldest DVD you own? And now I'm not talking about what is the oldest film as in like Nosferatu or Citizen Kane or anything like that. I mean, which DVD has been in your collection for the longest? Now, if you're anything like me, obviously sometimes you move house and you get rid of most of your DVDs. Sometimes DVDs just go missing. So I'm going to go with this one. This is the one that I believe has been in my collection for the longest. Really, really good film as well, if you like your vampire films. This is Razorblade Smile. And it were an ex-girlfriend of mine back in high school. We were only together for a couple of months, to be honest, but she were obsessed with vampire films, and I found this through her. It's a really good film, and I remember going to HMV to buy this. I was really excited. I was buzzing because they had it in stock, and I remember trying to get this and American Beauty, and obviously I was way too young. I was way under. I think I was under 15. So the guy wouldn't serve me, and I actually had to get my dad to go back and buy this for me. I think I got American Beauty at the same time as well. The oldest DVD in my collection. There's a few that I have held on to since I first ever started collecting, but this is definitely the old one. Let me know below, have you actually seen Razorblade Smile? It's a really interesting modern take on vampirism. Really good with Eileen Daly. Not sure how to pronounce her name. Question number 3, a film that you didn't like on your first viewing. Now, I'm ashamed to be going with this one because I actually like it a lot now. Back in the 90s when I was a kid, I'm sure a lot of you did the same thing. Channel 4 used to put horror documentaries on. They did a thing called The 100 Scariest Moments or something like that. And so I used to find a lot of the classic horror films when I was first getting into horror. I found a lot of the classics through watching stuff like that. Anything that had Mark Kermode on, usually. But yeah, the first time I watched this, I picked it up on VHS on the car boot, and I couldn't see what all the fuss were about. I borderline hated it, if I'm honest. About 10 years ago, I thought I'd give it another chance. And like I said, I'm so embarrassed that I didn't like this when I first saw it. Don't Look Now, it is an absolute Jesus, like, how did I not like this? I don't know. I'll tell you as well, the first time I saw Rosemary's Baby when I was a kid, maybe 11, 12 years old, I didn't like Rosemary's Baby the first time I saw it either, but now, Rosemary's Baby and Don't Look Now, I mean, amazing film. I don't know what I prefer between Rosemary's Baby and Don't Look Now. Absolute classic. If you've not seen Don't Look Now, really, really good. Question number 4. Right. A film that has an excellent soundtrack, but the film isn't very well known. So if you're into your cult classics, especially the stuff from the 80s, 70s, you can probably come up with a decent choice for this. But what I'm going to go with, a film with an excellent soundtrack that maybe more people should know of. I'm sure some of you know it, but maybe not everybody. I'm going to go with Class of Nukem High. I actually got into this through the soundtrack. I think I listened to the Toxic Avenger soundtrack on YouTube and this came up. Or maybe somebody recommended it. I can't remember. But yeah, the soundtrack to this is really good. There is a picture disc out, and I'm tempted to get the picture disc vinyl. Really, really good. If you've not seen the film, uh, go to YouTube and check the soundtrack out. It's a really good sort of like 80s power ballady sort of stuff, and then there's some cheesy 80s synth music. It's really, really good film as well, Class of Nukem High. It actually has most of the cast from Toxic Avenger in it. Were it put out by Troma? I'm pretty sure it was put out by Troma. Anyway, yeah, so a film with a really good soundtrack that isn't very well known, I'm going to go with Class of Nukem High. Next up, question number, what are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Question number 5, a remake that you prefer to the original. There's quite a few I could have gone with for this, but I think I'm going to go with what I consider the greatest remake ever. Now, I will say I think that the 80s Blob remake comes very close, and so does the It Chapter 1. But for a remake that is better than the original film, I'm going to have to go with The Fly. Really, really good film. I never looked at donuts the same way after watching this, and I reckon this film gave me a genuine phobia of doing arm wrestling. No, after that bit in this, no way. I can just about eat donuts, but arm wrestling, no way, no. That bit is horrific. So yeah, a remake that is better than the original. I'm gonna go with The Fly. Question number 6, a film that genuinely scares you. Now, obviously, I love horror films. I grew up watching horror films. There were times where films did scare me, especially the first time I watched them, and especially when I was like pretty young. But these days, there are only, I'd say there are like maybe 2 films that genuinely scare me. One of them's the Blair Witch Project, but the other one, I'm going to go with this. This is the main film that like legitimately has me sometimes even shaking when I watch it. I hadn't seen it for a very long time, and then about 5 years ago, I picked it up on DVD, and it was just way more intense than I remember. I remember it being a really... It's just a very unnerving film. But anyway, yeah, film that genuinely scares you, I'm going to have to go with Eraserhead. If you've not seen Eraserhead, obviously it's from director David Lynch. It's actually my favourite David Lynch film. I think my second favourite, I'd have to go with like Blue Velvet or Wild at Heart. But yeah, Eraserhead, it genuinely terrifies me still. And like I said, there's only maybe this and the Blair Witch Project that get me in that frame of mind. But yeah, Eraserhead is so good. It's literally like you're watching somebody's nightmare in black and white. It's just absolutely terrifying, and the further into the film you get, the more you're leading up to certain bits that are just, I mean, just visually, the sounds, the audio, just everything. It's just like an absolute cocktail of fear. I don't know. That sounded pretty clever, that did, didn't it? Eraserhead is a cocktail of fear. Yeah, film that generally scares you. I'm gonna have to go with Eraserhead. Absolutely amazing film. Love it. And last but not least, this is question number what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is question number 7. Last but not least, this is a bit of a silly question, but a film that makes you hungry. I've got a really weird choice for this one, but I'm gonna go with The Hitcher. It's a really, really insignificant part of the film, but do you know the bit where he goes to the diner? I think it's after he first escapes Rutger Hauer, and he gets to the diner, and I think he's waiting for the police, and the young lady who works at the diner makes him a cheeseburger. This film always makes me want a cheeseburger. And it's such, like I said, it's such an insignificant part of the film. It's got nothing to do with the plot. But yeah, that bit, you only see the burger for like a few seconds as well. I watched it back last year, and yeah, this film just makes me hungry. It makes me hungry for burgers all the time. But just a little bonus one as well, films that make you hungry. This always makes me want fish and chips. Right, so that brings us to the end. There's my 7 questions. I think I'm going to call this 7 collecting community questions or something like that. If you don't run a channel and you want to drop me your answers below in the comments, that'd be cool. If you do upload, feel free to do a video response. If you do a video response, can you just make sure that after you upload it, you come and drop me a comment below and just let me know that you've put it up? Because if I'm not subscribed to you, obviously I've got no way of possibly seeing your video. And just thank you in advance to anybody that does go and make a video response to this. I think those are some fairly interesting questions, and it's also a way for me to get to know my viewers as well, because I'm really interested to see what people go with. I've been Real Talk Yorkshire. Keep calm, keep collecting, and I'll see you next time. I don't know why I did that with my eye. Yeah, I'll see you next time.